Hello, I'm Bill Connors. Welcome to the January 2018 Telepractice newsletter sponsored by Telepractice Community, Telepractice for SLP's Facebook page, and Aphasia Toolbox, where we provide treatment at a distance and have been doing so since 2005. Excuse the froggy voice. This is that time of year, and the show must go on. What I wanted to do was talk a little bit about some trends that we see evolving. Our telepractice community is evolving and maturing. So I'm going to do sort of a general discussion. I wish I had some of the other experts and high contributors to the communities out there. I think a big issue is as you enter the workforce in telepractice, are you an employee or are you an independent contractor if you're working for a company? There are some important differences and issues, especially in terms of reimbursement. We are seeing that employees would be making less per hour than the independent contractor. On the other hand, the independent contractor is going to have more legal and tax issues. We certainly recommend that you study the information that's out there, mostly on Facebook pages. Also, look at things that are on ASHA SIG 18. It's going to be important for you to talk to an accountant, a lawyer. If you're setting up your own business, if you're already set up, then you understand the status of an independent contractor. As we look at these, of course, issues like benefits. There was just a post on the Facebook page about health insurance benefits and the cost of that, so there's a lot to weigh. If you want to talk more about that, we have a consulting service at Telepractice Community. I think another important thing here is what we find is therapists need to stay informed more than ever. And some of the ways we see that happening are with professional organizations like ASHA SIG 18 and any of your state or professional organizations. The Facebook pages are the most active sources that I see for speech therapists exchanging information. And of course, you need to take all of that with a grain of salt and to certainly be an informed consumer as you look at, as you read that information and maybe apply it or utilize it. Professional groups, others are out there, such as the American TeleMedicine Association. Those are the big players, and in that kind of an organization, speech therapy and rehab in general is just a smaller player. So the final thing I would say is I try to do this on our Facebook pages, and that is we need to stay on top of what telemedicine and telehealth are doing. They are going to be ahead of the curve, ahead of our curve. That's where the big players are, the big money is, and we need to stay informed about what's happening there because it is going to impact us. For example, there was just some news about Amazon and some other big companies organizing perhaps their own health insurance plan for their clients and using services at a distance and telemedicine and telehealth, and that's going to be could be very huge change. Third thing are governmental issues. Licensure, as we know, is one of the biggest issues. The cost, keeping up with continuing education. We reported that the Nurses Compact apparently is near where nurses in a number of states it would be much easier to get licensure and interact. The only way that we know to stay on top of these issues and regulations is through ASHA, which is doing more and more in terms of getting information on to their website and out through the publications such as The Leader. But you really need to stay informed because these things can change dramatically. It appears that, for example, the state of Texas is going to drop the requirement for one in-person session first. And those sorts of things happen, and we need to stay on top of them. Finally, what I see as an interesting trend is the basic conduit that we use to provide our services, and that is the video platforms we use. We all know about the generic business-oriented platforms. The most popular for speech therapists are WebEx, which is what we have been using, but we are migrating away from that. A lot of people are using Zoom, and these have some really nice features. However, again, they are oriented toward businesses. A lot of the newer platforms that are coming out and tools, again, don't have the ability to use materials. The whiteboard features are not what we feel we need. There have been some recent SLP-focused video platforms appearing on the market. TheraPlatform, TheraV, and most recently, BlinkSession.com. So as you look at some of the video platforms, it's going to be important that you integrate the right products. If you're starting a business, you don't want to have too many expenses. However, you do want to have a good customer relations manager that's simple to use. You want an accounting system. You want a lot of people, if you're doing insurance billing, you're going to need an EMR. However, when your video platform can integrate some of those tools, it may cost a little more, but you're saving money in the long run. So you want to look at your video platform. I would talk about a Blink Session, which we have been working with, that has an integrated calendar, record. The record keeping is available for any of therapists sharing a client. The whiteboard features are there, and it's going to include a resource catalog so that you can pull materials right up. So there's a lot of features that you want to look at when you're looking at these video platforms, and I think it's going to be a big trend over the coming year. All right, if you have questions, if you're trying to start a business or integrate your business, save money in your business, we do offer telepractice consultations, and just contact Aaron at Aphasia Toolbox or call the phone number. And good luck, and let's see what this year holds.